Tippi, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Beauty. So today I have someone incredibly special with me for this episode. She is my very first boss ever, which is crazy because you're only like a couple years older than me, maybe. Maybe. So my very first boss ever. She is the person that I learned hair cutting from, hair coloring from, how to work with clients, how to treat your clients, just everything that you guys have come to love from me as a hairstylist. I learned from this woman. So let's give it up for Jamika Wilson.
Aw, thank you, Tippi.
So, Jamika, I know that you say you don't like being in front of a camera, so I'll probably talk a little bit for her about her because I can't. I gush a lot when I talk about her because just everything that I've learned from her and how instrumental she was to me and actually pushed me out. I was your assistant for a year, and then she told me it's about time for you to start taking your clients, and I was just like, I don't want to. I'm not ready. And you were like, girl, you done with me. You get out there and make your own clients. And I did. So I thank you for that push.
You know what? Actually, someone done that for me too.
They did?
Yeah.
All right.
And I did. So I'm glad I was able to pass that on.
I mean, I don't know if I would have been a career assistant, but you know, I definitely appreciate you believing in me and knowing that it was my time to start my own shine.
Yeah, too much talent there.
Thanks. So Jamika, tell us a little bit about you. How long have you been a hairstylist?
I've been a hairstylist over 10 years.
Over 10?
Over 10.
Okay. So let me just tell you why that's funny, because I assisted her over 20 years ago. So clearly.
Many years. I've been a hairstylist many years.
So 2 decades?
Tippi.
2.5 decades?
It's been that long?
3 decades? I don't know, I'm asking you.
Maybe
3 decades?
Not 3, maybe 2.
I've been a hairdresser for 2 decades, and you were like fully in the mix of your...
I'm very seasoned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with that. She has been a hairdresser as long as a seasoned hairdresser would be. Okay. So you're kind of juggling a couple of things. So I know that you own your salon, Identity Salon, in Southern California.
Yes.
And you are also a hairstylist, a special request hairstylist for a wonderfully beautiful star by the name of Viola Davis.
Yes.
So you're her hairstylist on How to Get Away with Murder.
How to Get Away, yes.
Yeah, so how is that?
I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a new change for me. It's very exciting. It gives me something different outside of the salon to do.
Yeah.
It helps me to be more creative.
Yeah.
Get that side of it. And I love it.
You know, and it looks like she gets to have a lot of fun because I know she goes between her own natural hair from the wig, like she switches
braids, we switch it up.
Yeah, so that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that if I went back to working on a TV show, I would need to have to work with someone who had fun with their
different
look.
looks. Yeah. Sometimes you're restricted because of the show itself.
Right.
But when we do have those opportunities to change it up, they give me the freedom to, do different things, and she's very open to try new things.
That's really great. So I know you guys hear all this chaos in the background. We are at a place called The Krabby Crab. So anyone who knows me knows that I live for seafood, not just me seeing food and eating it, but like literally actual seafood. So, and because my husband's allergic to crab, I like OD whenever I'm not home, and we are in sunny LA. And so I'm on the coast. You got to do as Californians do. So you hear the crab steaming in the background and the bells ringing and all the hoopla and liveliness here. So don't mind it. We've already had our crabs. We've already like lemoned off our fingers, and there's like, I don't know if you can see the garlic emanating from us. I'm trying not to get too close when I talk to her because I know I'm burning her brows with my garlic, but that's okay. She's a hairdresser, so she can draw the brows back. So tell me, so we know that Viola is one of your amazingly beautiful clients. Tell us who else have you worked with in your span of your what was your seasoned career? My seasoned career,
you know what? Thanks to you, Tippi, my love. I work with quite a few like wonderful celebrities. Actually, my first gig was with Rihanna.
That wasn't your first gig, actually.
That wasn't my first gig,
No.
but that was my first gig going to Canada.
Okay, traveling as a freelance stylist. Okay.
Yeah, and you gave that to me, and people don't do that. You know that, right? And I love you for that.
You know what's so weird is that you shared so much with me as my boss, and so I only know that women should be supporting other women, right?
Absolutely.
So I knew that when I was in New York and I was working with Rihanna and she was looking for a hairdresser in LA.
Right.
Naturally, the only person I'm going to think about is the person that, you know, I learned from.
Right.
So, and I kind of had it like all in my mind, like I'm the East Coast Jamika and she's the West Coast Tippi. So if I couldn't do the first, like it was like tag team, tag. So,
and it worked out wonderful.
Yeah.
I worked with Rihanna. I work a lot with Kiki Palmer. She's my baby. I've been with her since she was.
So you referred her to me. So I became the East Coast you when you couldn't do her in New York. So.
I work with your client Kelly.
Yeah. Like
Kelly Rowland. I mean, it's so many over the years. You kind of sometimes you forget.
You forget.
It's really crazy, but you do forget.
There's no love lost, no disrespect. It's just. And that is kind of the really wonderful thing about you being a seasoned celebrity hairstylist is that your span is so vast on the type of clients that you work with. You know, you do like really great straight styles, you know, great weaving, great color, great cutting, and obviously great natural with Viola. So and I know that you do her hair color too.
Yes,
yeah, it's really beautiful. All right, so we have some more questions. I'd like to know, what is your most memorable, also let me just say, this is going to shut off in 15 minutes because it only allows 15 minutes of filming at a time. We're at 7, we're halfway through. So if so, I'm going to have to edit it, bring it back, and bring us back. Okay. What has been your most memorable job to date? Like what is when you think of your career as a hairstylist, freelance, celebrity, whatever, what has been your most memorable job that you can think of?
Oh, Tippi. There's been so many, but most.
That's a lucky comment.
Because I've worked with some cool people, so you know, you feel like you like family. A lot of the people that I work with.
All right, so it doesn't have to be your favorite, most memorable, but just give me one that when you tell people what you do, maybe you talk about this one particular job.
Well, I'll bring it current and I'll talk about a memorable moment for me was when we did this photo shoot, and it was like a big production. I can't think of what trade it was for, but it was like with Shonda Rhimes, Viola, Carrie. It was like all the How to Get Away, not How to Get Away with Murder with people, but
all of Shonda's
Shondaland. It was all Shondaland, and I was like, oh my God, this is so incredible. I'm around all these, you know, great people. I'm being artistic. I get to be creative, and I know these people.
I could go home and say I know them.
Oh my God! I'm sorry, I'm hitting the mic, but I know these people. So to be able to do that, and then you know, the photographer actually caught me in action working, and to see that and to see you out there, and then you have your clients and your people and your family like, oh, I saw you in the magazine, I saw you doing this. That's a really,
it's really great.
It's a great thing.
That's awesome. I know I'm gonna go back a year or two when Viola was nominated for, I think it was The Help, for an Oscar.
The Help? Yes.
Was it The Help? And I know prior to, she had been wearing her hair straight.
Right.
And she showed up to the Oscars for the very first time wearing her own beautiful natural hair. How, was that something you talked her into? Was that a decision she made and was like, Jamika, just make it dope? Like what, how did that whole process happen?
We started talking about that before she actually wore it on the red carpet. Actually, it was her husband a lot too, because you know, it's like, why don't you just go for it? Be you, wear your natural hair. And I'm like, yeah, Viola, we can do that. Let's give you a cute cut, but we need to add color to make it more fashionable and everything. And so she was like, okay. So we did the color. It was LA, New York Times magazine photo shoot when she first did it. It was very short, but then that was the natural color. Then we moved on and we did the color. So back to the award, the Oscars, in the hotel, We weren't really sure. She wasn't sure because that was like a big moment and something very bold to do.
Yeah, her first nomination ever.
Yeah, yes, all that. Yeah. So I literally had a wig. I had the wig.
It was styled and ready.
Styled and ready. I said, I'm going to have both because I want you to be comfortable. Right. And then her hair was already done. She got dressed. Her makeup was being put on. We put the wig on. We looked. We were like, nah.
That ain't it.
She's like, I'm going to wear my hair. I was like, that moment right there was just like the best.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was the best for so many reasons. For women who wear their natural, I mean, just to see that transformation for her walking on the red carpet, and it was such a big night for her anyway.
Was beautiful.
So it was really great, and so I don't know if a lot of people know that you were the one responsible for that. So I just want to make sure everyone knows that Jamika Wilson was the one responsible for that. That big moment for Viola.
Thank you, Tippi.
And for natural hair, naturalistas.
Right.
All right, so let's see. What is one trend right now that just drives you crazy in hairstyling? Like, what's the one trend that you see that just drives you nuts?
It's a trend now? Driving me nuts. You know what? I was kind of against this little baby hair situation. You know, because sometimes it can really be a little bit overdone, and I've been noticing that that's been the trend lately. Yeah, wearing the baby hair.
It was on New York Fashion Week runways, and I think it was in like Paris runways, and I think some people found really cool ways to translate it into everyday wear. Right. I will say though is that I have seen some that weren't as successful in their translation to everyday wear, but I am reluctant to break out a baby toothbrush and some gel and break out the baby hair. And I don't even think I have baby hairs anyway.
I mean, I have it a little bit naturally.
I got women of a certain age hairs.
I just don't like when I see it, it's all plastered down, you know.
Unless I like it for fashion. You know, I like it as
editorial?
As a fashion. I like it for editorial. I like it for runway. I like it for on stage even. I can't say, you know, I will say though, I have yet, and this is just me, I have yet to actually see a woman walking down the street with like her baby hair shellacked. Now, is that something you're seeing here in LA?
I do see it a lot.
Okay, all right, but you're getting a bit more used to it.
I'm just now, and that's because you asked me that question. That's something that I've just recently picked up on. I'm like, okay, it's just the baby hair thing going on.
But you're accepting of it.
I'm accepting of it.
Are we gonna see you rocking a few baby hairs soon?
You just might. You know, I might get my little
gel too, right?
You just might. Girl, ain't time for you to go.
Almost. You're trying to rush me.
I'm sweating over here.
Okay, a few more questions.
Okay.
What is, I'd like for you to forecast a trend for us. I know we talked about the trend that gets under your skin. What is a trend that you would like to see happen? What?
The shag, I think, is a hot new trend, like with the bangs and the little, like a clavy cut kind of right here, but it's still like layery up in here.
Yeah, but not mullety.
Not mullety at all, but still like the bang with the shag look.
Okay, I'd like to see that.
I see that.
Okay, well that's great. So let's put that out there for the remainder of 2016 into 2017 that we might see the sexy shag return.
Make sure you keep your relaxers up to date if you are a person that wear a relaxer. You know, when you go past your 4 or 6 weeks, you know, you can start getting that breakage coming in if you don't keep your retouches up. Things like that.
Okay. And do you have any tips for aspiring hairstylists? People who are aspiring to either work behind a chair or work with celebrities?
Education is key.
It's key.
Professionalism.
I learned mine from her.
Have a mentor, you know, someone you can look up to.
Are you my mentor and I didn't know?
Well, you're kind of like my mentor sometimes too.
Could we be each other's mentors?
We could be.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, Jamika, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I mean, I kind of held you hostage today by taking you to Krabby Krab, and so you really had no choice but to sit here with me in front of this camera. Yeah. But again, you could have been anywhere having dinner, so thank you so much for hanging out with me today.
Of course.
All right, let's give it up for Jamika Wilson. All right. I'm Tippi, and this is Behind the Beauty.
Bye.